Can you hear me and see me okay? Great. So we'll just give Elsa a minute or two to come back in while we're waiting for her. Just closing your eyes and coming into your space. If you have your candle in front of you, you might like to stare into the warm flame. So Elsa, if you have a candle handy, you could bring that and have that with you, just for the beginning. Okay, I'll begin. This week is week 3 of our 7-week chakra healing yoga. So the first week we covered the root chakra, and then last week we covered the sacral chakra. So we're coming up from the base, and the chakra point we're going to cover today is the solar plexus. So it's the third one up, and then next week we'll do heart, and then we'll do throat, then we'll do third eye, and then finish off with crown chakra in the final week. If you have a candle there, I'd like you to just softly stare into the candle. If you don't have one, imagine that you are staring into a beautiful yellow light. The color of the solar plexus is yellow, and the energy from the solar plexus is really has a lot to do with your internal organs. So it's physically it's around liver, pancreas, digestion, and also skin. And then emotionally, the solar plexus has control of things like confidence and self-doubting, that sort of thing. So what we want to do is, the healing today is around unblocking the solar plexus, make sure it's spinning and it's healthy, so that we don't have any blockages in any of those liver or pancreas or digestion, and we are able to be confident and step forward and step into our power. So staring into the yellow candle, imagine that you are inhaling that candle and inhaling the light all around your body. So as you take a deep breath in, inhaling all the yellow light all around your body, bringing it down through the top of your head, through your crown chakra, and passing it down the beam of light, all the chakra points, through your third eye and down to your throat chakra, then further down to the solar plexus, the sacral, and the root chakra. Continuing on, taking a big breath in again, and bring that yellow light right down through your body, through all of the channels of the chakras. Grounding in the position that you're sitting in, having a nice upright spine, so the energy can flow through without any blockages. Bringing your hands to the solar plexus, taking a deep breath in, and noticing how your belly expands, and exhale and let it fall. Just tuning into your breath, the rise and the fall of the solar plexus. Closing your eyes and feel your lower limbs start to grow heavy. Until you can no longer distinguish between them and the earth as you're sitting on the earth. Turn your attention to the bright yellow flame in your solar plexus, right beneath your rib cage, your epicenter. Visualize your inner sun and see it burst into flames. What you see is your passion, your center, your inner fire. As the fire grows, so does your power. Like a lion, your teeth grow sharp and bold as the fire within you spreads. Like an eagle, you begin to soar in the sky, high above the earth that only a moment ago grounded you and kept you captive. Visualize yourself breaking free. See yourself tearing your body and spreading your wings. Feel the power flood through your every pore as you glide through the sky. You're an eagle and a lion, all wrapped up in one. Feel the mighty roar rise up within you. You are strong, and on the count of 3, let out your roar. 1, 2, 3. The asana today that we're going to focus on is around the middle of our body, working through our abs and our tummy. And we're going to have a little bit of balancing and a little bit of twisting to really massage through that part of our body. So let's begin. We might just move our candles away if you've got one close so that you don't bump it. And then come into a cat-cow position on your mat with your knees spread hip width apart and your hands open up nice and wide. Moving your body around in a circle, just getting some movement in there, just freeing up any stiffness that you might have and taking the circle back the other way. And then coming to cat and cow, having the tops of our feet on the mat and our hands nice and spread wide. We're going to inhale, we're going to lift our chest and lift our gaze, coming into a nice bend in the spine. And exhale, bringing our spine up towards the ceiling and bringing our gaze through our knees towards our feet. Continuing on, taking some deep breaths, going within, focusing on your breath as you use the breath to initiate your movement. Scanning your body to see how this feels. Is there any tightness in your body that you need to exhale into? Nice big movements. Bring your head forward, stretching through your shoulders and your neck and your lower back. Now coming back to a seated position, you might like to sit on a block to prop your hips up a little bit, or you might have a blanket or a cushion. Just coming into a comfortable position. nice tall spine. And we're going to move our body from side to side. Exhale as we go from side to side. Inhale as we come up. Feel the stretch down the side of your body as you move it. Reaching with your fingertips nice and long. Do one more on each side. And then coming back to center. Bring our hands up to cactus. And we're going to go twisting from side to side. Just massaging through our organs in our body. And then turning to your right side and bring your right hand behind you and take the left hand across behind the right knee. Looking over your right shoulder, taking a few breaths here. And one more breath. Feeling the organs all getting a nice massage. And inhale back to the center. And then exhale, bringing your left hand behind you and your right hand over your left knee, looking over your left shoulder. Just taking 3 deep breaths here. On each exhalation, go a little more into the twist. Just massaging through our organs in our abdominal area. And one more breath here. Coming back to the front. We're going to bring our arms and our shoulders forward. Just walking our hands forward here. Taking a couple of breaths. Feeling a stretch through the lower back and the buttocks, a little bit through the back of the tops of your legs. And one more breath. And release. And from here, we're going to go back onto all fours. Into a child's pose. Taking your knees nice and wide and your feet together. Bring your buttocks back to your heels. Nice upright spine. And then we're going to, keeping our chest up, walk our hands forward into child's pose. And we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Bring your forehead down to the mat. Taking 5 deep breaths here. Lengthening out through your fingers. Keeping your buttocks down on your heels. On each exhalation, surrender a little more into the pose. Deeply stretching through the lower back and through the legs and the shoulders. And reaching forward with your fingertips. Bring your forehead down to the mat. And 2 more breaths here. And then walking your hands back up to an upright position and taking your legs out behind you and bring your front of your body down to the mat. Make sure you've got enough room around where your arms are. And we're going to bring our hands underneath our shoulders and we're going to inhale and we're going to lift up. Lift our gaze, squeezing our buttocks and drawing our shoulders back and down. And exhale, coming back down. Inhale, lifting up through the chest, lifting our gaze, shoulders back and down, squeezing between the shoulder blades and the buttocks. And then exhale back down to the ground. I'm going to do 3 more of these in your own time. Gently massaging the organs in your tummy as you move through this pose. And now last one, inhaling, lifting up. Bringing the shoulders back and down, squeezing the buttocks, squeezing through the back of the arms. And exhale, coming back down. Bringing your hands back towards your waist. And we're going to come up into our downward dog here. So curling our toes under and bringing your hips up towards the ceiling. Just walking our heels towards the floor, stretching out our body, the back of the legs and the shoulders and the arms. We're going to do a downward dog, upward dog sequence. So from here you can bring your knees to the ground or you can keep your knees off the ground depending on how you feel. So we're going to take our hands a little forward, take our gaze forward and bring our hips down and through and lift up through the chest. So you can bring your knees down to the ground or you can keep them off. It's up to you. And then rolling over your toes back up into the downward dog. And then inhale, coming back into upward dog. If you're taking your knees up, you're rolling over your toes. And then roll back over the toes when you get back into downward dog. Do 3 more rounds in your own time with your own breath. Use your breath to initiate the movement. Getting a nice stretch through the front of the body as you go into your upward dog. And a nice stretch through the back of the body and the shoulders as you go to downward dog. And 1 more round. And then bringing your body back down to the mat, having your hands underneath your chin, bending your knees. Bring your side of your face to your hands and just moving your legs from side to side, freeing up through the lower back area. And then take your head, turn your head to the other side. So massaging through the organs in your tummy and freeing up your lower back. Just nice, gentle movement. And then we're going to come back up into a downward dog. From here, we're going to hold it for 5 breaths. Bringing your hands nice and wide and lifting up your hips. Getting yourself in a nice comfortable position in your downward dog. Bringing your heels down towards the mat and bringing your head through the middle of your arms. Taking 5 deep breaths here. Tuning into your breath. Imagine your whole aura is covered in that beautiful yellow flame of the solar plexus. And 1 more breath here. And from here, we're going to take our left foot forward and bring our right knee down to the mat. We're going into a half warrior. We're going to inhale and raise our arms and bring our hips forward. Feeling a stretch through the hip flexor on the right side. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. Raising up through the chest, gazing up towards the ceiling, lengthening through the arms. And then we're going to bring our right hand forward, left hand back into a half warrior 2. 2 more breaths here. And then we're going to twist. So we're going to bring our right elbow down onto our knee and bring our left hand on top and looking across to the left side. That's it. Taking 1 more breath. And then release from the twist, have your shoulders facing forward. We're going to do a half warrior 3. It's like a dancer. So we're going to lift our right foot off the mat and take our right hand back to the right foot. Whoops. And then take our left hand up off our knee and lifting up left hand, raising our chest and raising our gaze. Feeling a deep stretch through the right thigh. Take 2 more breaths here. If you can't quite grab onto your foot, you can just have that foot up and have one arm up, one arm back. That's it. And release. Good. And then we're going to come to the other side. So this time we're going to take our right foot forward. And we're going to tuck our hip under, our left hip under, and lift up into a half warrior. Lifting our gaze, lifting our arms, reaching up towards the ceiling. Feeling a stretch right down the front of the body and right through that left hip. And then we're going to take our left hand forward, right hand back into a little twist here for 2 breaths, gazing towards the right side. And then bring your left elbow to the right knee and then bring the right hand on top, looking towards the right side, twisting through the body. Taking 2 more breaths here. You might feel a deep stretch through the left hip flexor here and also twisting through the organs, a nice massage for the organs. And then release. And this time we're going to lift up our left foot and reach back with your hand. This takes a little bit of balance, so opening up through the right toes. Have your hips and shoulders facing forward with your right hand on your knee. And you can stay here if you want, or you can lift up that right hand up into a half dancer. Notice a deep stretch through the thigh on the left side. Nice work, ladies. If you can't quite get the foot at the back, just have your hand up and the foot up, knee bent. That's it. And then release. Okay, from here we're going to come up into a standing position. Give your body a little shake. And we're going to do our sun salute. Let's do three sets today, coming towards the front of the mat. So you can do this in your own time, or you can come with me. So standing towards the front of your mat, opening up through the heels. Just taking a couple of deep breaths here, coming back to your breath. As you inhale, lifting your arms up, stretching up towards the ceiling and exhaling, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen your spine. And exhale, step back into a high plank, or you can bring in your knees down to the mat if you want for a low plank. And then slowly bending your elbows, controlling your body down to
Jenny. Oh, sugar. Hello. Oh, well. We can do it.
Okay, can you hear me okay? Good. Sorry about that, ladies. I think I just dropped out. Let's do one more set of the sun salute together. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, folding forward. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, step back into high plank. And then slowly control your body down to the mat. Inhale, lift through the chest, raise your gaze. And exhale, tucking your toes, coming up into downward dog. Taking your gaze forward, step forward into a forward bend. Inhale, lift and lengthen through your spine. And exhale, folding forward and hugging your chest towards your legs, feeling a nice stretch down the back of the body. And then inhale, lift and lengthen, coming all the way back to the start. Nice. From here, we're going to go back into the dancer pose, but we're going to do it from a standing position. So you might like to position yourself so that you can hang on to something, maybe hang on to a door frame or whatever you have there. So we're going to start with our right foot on the mat. So spreading through our right toes, opening our toes out, and just moving your body around in a little circle. And we're going to pick up our left foot into our left hand. And from here, we're going to slowly allow our body to, our chest to go forward and bring our arm up and raise that left leg up and pull against the left hand. So you're coming into a dancer's position, feeling a nice big stretch down the front of the body, balancing on that right foot, having a gaze point there. And we're going to stay here for 3 more breaths. And then bring your body to an upright position and drop that down. Well done. Good balancing, ladies. And then we'll take it to the other side. So this side, this time we'll open up through the toes on the left foot. Just move them in a little circular direction so you're getting a really good grounding. Find yourself a drishti point in front of your mat and bring the right foot up to the right hand, getting nice and comfortable there. And then slowly bringing your body forward and bringing your right foot up towards the ceiling and the left hand out in front. into dancer. Staying here for 3 breaths. Well done. And then release. Give that a little shake. Okay, from here, I'm going to go into a wide stance. So have your feet lengthways on the mat. Take them nice and wide. Okay, so the feet are parallel with the ends of the mat. I'm going to inhale, lift and lengthen our hands up towards the ceiling. Really stretching through the front of the body. And exhale, we're going to fold forward and bring our hands down to the mat. Palms down to the mat. And if you can open up your feet a little wider. Just crab walk them out a little wider. Going into your forward bend. Bringing the crown of your head down towards the mat. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. Feeling nice and strong through the legs. A little bit of weight on the outside of your feet. Just turn your ankles in a little bit. It's quite a strong stretch down through the back of the body and through the groin. And it's nice stretch on the lower back area here as well. So bringing your crown of your head down towards the mat. Take 3 more breaths here. And then just press up a little bit with your hands and walk your feet in a little closer. And then coming up to standing position. And we're going to turn our right foot out so it's the toes are facing towards the front of the mat. We're going to bring our hips around and our chest around. We're going to inhale, lift up. And exhale, we're going to fold forward, bring our hands down inside the right foot. If you have a block, you might like to place your hand on a block here. And then bring your left hand up towards the ceiling and take your gaze with it into triangle pose. Taking 3 deep breaths here. Gazing up towards the left hand and opening up through the chest. You get a nice twist through the upper body. Feeling quite a deep stretch through the back of the right leg. 1 more breath here. And then slowly bring your left hand back down to the mat. Inhale and come back up to standing and bring your hands to Anjali Mudra. Walk your feet back together. Give your legs a little shake. And then we're going to do that to the other side as well. So we're going to go out wide again. We're going to inhale and lift our arms up. Raise our gaze, stretching through the front of the body. And then exhaling, folding forward. Bringing our hands down to the mat. Walk our feet out a little wider. This time you might be able to go a little bit deeper into the forward bend. Bringing your crown towards the mat. We're here for 5 breaths. Really surrendering into this pose, allowing your chest and your head to fall heavy. Giving a nice stretch to the hamstrings and the inner thighs, as well as releasing the lower back and opening up the spaces in your vertebrae. Let's take 3 more breaths here. And then pressing with your hands, bring your feet in a little and then come up to standing. And then we're going to take our left foot and point it towards the top of the mat and just walk our right foot in a little bit. So you've got the left foot pointing towards the top of the mat and the right foot across the mat. And we're going to bring our hips and our chest towards that end of the mat, towards the left foot. Inhale, lift and lengthen. And then exhale, bring our hands down to the mat, just on the inside of the left foot. And if you have a block, you can place it down here and place your palm down onto the block. Then we're going to inhale and lift the right hand up, taking your gaze with it. So you're really opening up through the front of the body and through the chest. We're going to stay here for 3 breaths. And asking yourself, doing a little body scan, ask yourself where you're feeling this one. Really opening up and twisting through the front of the chest. You may notice something through the back of the left leg. One more breath here. And then bring your right hand down. From here, we're going to inhale, come up to standing position and back to Anjali Mudra. Walk your feet together, give them a little shake. And then we're going to come down to the mat onto our backs with our knees bent. Let's hug our knees towards our chest. Just rolling around, just listening through the body. Just loosening off any tension you might have in your lower back. Bring your soles of your feet to the mat and bring the heels close to your buttocks. We're going to go into some bridges now. So we're going to inhale and lift our hips towards the ceiling. And as we do that, we're going to bring our hands over the top and place the back of your hands on the ground and above your head. Really stretching the hips towards the ceiling, squeezing through the buttocks. And then as we start to exhale, we're going to slowly lower our spine down vertebrae by vertebrae and slide our hands out wide and back to our sides. And then we'll do 4 more of those at your own pace, using your breath. So inhale, lifting up through the hips, bringing the hands overhead, reaching out, stretching. And then exhale as you slowly lower your vertebrae down to the mat and sliding your hands out wide. So you're getting nice shoulder movement. You might need to walk your heels a little closer to your buttocks. Squeezing through the buttocks as you lift up and slowly lowering your body down to the mat. We've got 2 more rounds to go. Just go at your own pace and time, nice and slow with the breath. And 1 more. Then hugging your knees back up to your chest, just rolling around from side to side or in a circle. And then bringing your feet back down to the mat, letting your knees fall out to the sides into a butterfly pose with the soles of your feet together. Bringing your hands to your solar plexus, so just underneath your ribs. And coming back to our intention of our practice, softly closing your eyes and noticing a yellow flame, yellow light. Imagine it covering your whole body. Paying attention as you breathe, noticing the rise and the fall in the solar plexus area, the belly area. Taking 4 more deep breaths here. As the earth is supporting you underneath, feeling the earth underneath your back of your head, your shoulders, the back of your arms, your back, your lower back, and the outsides of the feet. Covering yourself in the yellow light. Imagine you've got like a yellow cocoon around you, keeping you warm, firing up your energy, firing up the power within you. And we'll take 1 more breath here. Taking your hands a little wider on the mat with the palms down and bringing the soles of your feet to the mat in knees bent. Walking your feet out to the sides of the mat, one out to each side. And then sliding your hands so that they're coming straight out from your shoulders. And we're going to do some windscreen wipers here. So we're going to exhale and take both knees to the right and look to the left. So bringing the knees down towards the mat, feeling a stretch through the front of the body. And then inhale, bring them to the center, looking up towards the ceiling, and exhale, taking them to the other side. So both knees fall to the left. Feeling a really nice stretch through the front of the hip on the right side. Just taking it from side to side. A few more breaths. Really stretching through the front of the body, giving those organs in your belly around the solar plexus a nice massage and a nice opening through the hips. Keeping your shoulders flat on the ground so you get a nice stretch through the front of the chest as well. And taking your head from side to side, alternate with your knees. Let's go one more on each side. And then bring your knees back to center, walking your feet back to center, and then hug your knees up to your chest, rocking backwards and forwards. And then reaching up towards the inside of your legs and place your hands on the outside of your feet. And then lifting up your feet into happy baby. Staying here for 3 breaths. Really opening out through the lower part of the body, elbows pressing a little bit towards your knees. Just rolling around and moving however your body feels it needs to. One more breath here. Then we're going to release our hands. Bring the hands back down to the mat. We're going to go into a legs up in the air here. So you can lift up through the hips and place something there to support your legs up in the air. Or you can go against a wall or a chair or a table. Or you can lift up into a half shoulder stand. Whatever you choose. So inhaling and coming up. If you're in the half shoulder stand, supporting your hips with your hands and walking your elbows together a little bit, having your legs up in the air, giving your legs a nice shake, moving your ankles in some circles so you feel nice and light up in the air. We're going to stay here for 10 breaths. Connecting with that solar plexus area. You might find that there's a little bit of gurgling as you're in your inversion. So we're flushing out through that area. Also flushing out the circulatory system. So all the blood is coming back down towards the heart, and also the lymphatic system. So a lot of the lymphatic fluid from our feet and our ankles is coming down our legs towards our knees and our thighs and draining out through the lymph nodes in our inside of our legs. From here, you might like to take your feet out wide. I invite you to bring your feet together, knees out wide into an inverted butterfly. Taking a few breaths here. If you're in a supported shoulder stand, you might like to lengthen out your legs and then take your feet over your head towards the floor behind your head. And bring your hands down to the mat.
into a plow pose. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then as you exhale, slowly lowering your spine down towards the mat. Giving your knees one more cuddle into the chest, really massaging through that solar plexus, through that belly area as you move your knees in a circular direction. And then coming down into Savasana for your rest. So bringing the back of the body down onto the mat, having your hands open out nice and wide, palms facing down. Taking some deep breaths as you surrender into the mat, letting the earth support you in your Savasana. Just tuning into your breath. I invite you to softly close your eyes. We'll rest here for 5 minutes, consolidating all the beautiful energy in your yoga practice today. As you're laying there, imagine yourself cocooned in that beautiful yellow light. The back of your body supported by the earth. Coming back to your intention for your practice. Why are you here? Enjoying the beautiful energy and the fire that you've built up during your asana today. Healing your body, tuning your chakras, healing through those digestive areas, through the liver and the pancreas, the abdomen area. Healing through your skin as well. On an emotional level, feeling yourself of power regenerated, your confidence, feeling of self-worth. Cleansing all of your energy centers in your chakras, feeling them spinning, taking away any little blockages.
Starting to tune back in with your breath. Noticing your surroundings. The earth supporting your body. The temperature in the room. The sounds inside the room and the sounds beyond the room. Stretching out through your hands and your feet. And slowly rolling to one side. As you lay there and rest, I'm going to share with you some affirmations around the solar plexus area. I release all fear to the divine. I am strong. I am confident. I have what it takes to make my way in the world. I respect and care for myself. Judgments from others say more about them than me. Courage flows through me. I can stand on my own 2 feet. We're going to close off the practice with an Om. Taking a big breath in and then exhaling all that doesn't serve you. Another deep breath in. Om. Bringing your hands to your forehead for kind thoughts and to your lips for kind words and to your heart for a kind heart. Namaste. Thank you both for being here today, supporting each other and supporting all of us.
Thank you, gorgeous Jenny.
Hi, Elsa.